Hi, welcome to the news and events summary for this week, beginning the 14th of October. We're already one day into it. Yesterday was a holiday in Japan and Hong Kong, and a partial holiday in the States, Columbus Day, where bond markets were shut while other markets were open. Nevertheless, pretty quiet really, bearing in mind what's going on with the US debt ceiling impasse. And that really has dominated the markets last week, continues to dominate the markets today, Tuesday. Headlines here from MarketWatch: Senate leaders optimistic on debt budget deals. The Financial Times also comments that the Senate is closing on a deal to reopen US government. But it is very much, again, using that oft used phrase, kicking the can down the road. It's raising the debt ceiling until early February next year and reopening the government until January. So not kicking the can much down the road, really. But there are still issues that, whether the Senate can actually get this passed in the House of Representatives, Congress, where there are some fairly staunch Conservatives who are insisting on that any deal should include further spending cuts. So it's not a gimme, but I think sense will prevail. But it's possible, still possible, that the US could default if this is not signed off by Thursday. So in that in mind, let's have a look at the indicators and data points this week. As I said, we've already done Monday. Monday was largely a holiday in a number of countries, including the US. Markets were pretty quiet. Stock market was open in the US, but small gains there. A little bit of optimism creeping in, as I say. This morning we've already had our CPI data out in the UK at 9:30, slightly stronger than expected, but the input prices perhaps offsetting some of the negative tone there, which is good news. The FTSE holding steady as we speak here at 9:40, up 43 points. 10 o'clock we have the influential ZEW Economic Sentiment Indicator, survey of 200 or 300 analysts and investors gauging the sentiment in the Eurozone's largest economy. It's a leading indicator, so it's followed quite closely. That number, as I said, expected to be slightly softer than the previous months at 49.2. We also have this afternoon at 1:30 the first manufacturing index report from the New York Federal District. We also have the main one, which is the Philly Fed manufacturing index, actually comes out on Thursday at 3 o'clock, and that's the one that tends to grab all the headlines. It's got a lot bigger manufacturing base, and it's more widely followed. So jumping back to Wednesday, we have unemployment data in the States, in the UK, I should say, claimant count change it's called, 24.3 thousand full, 7.7% on the unemployment rate. Employment has been doing particularly well recently, record number of people employed in the UK, albeit with an increasing population. Obviously the unemployment rate is remaining steady. We then really jump to Thursday then for our retail sales in the UK, a mild rebound from the disappointing data from the previous month, expecting plus 0.5%. Unemployment claims in the States, the regular weekly data at 1:30. As I said, quite a lot of data is not available in the US due to the partial government shutdown, so the calendar is a little bit light of late. But we can only report what is available. As I said, the Philly Fed Index, we've already mentioned that at 3 o'clock. And that's pretty much it for the rest of the week. There are various central bank members talking, certainly from the FOMC, and Mario Draghi, 7 o'clock on Wednesday he speaks. And also we've got a number of the Fed officials speaking on Friday evening, so that could impact the market at some stage, depending on what they say. But really, by far and away the most important data this week, an event this week, is an event that we can't say when it'll be concluded, but it is the US debt ceiling negotiations. We'll have an update on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Thanks very much for listening. Bye for now.
If you would like more information about trading the right way, TrendSignal is giving you the opportunity to see and hear about its services live at a free online seminar. Take a look at the TrendSignal website for the latest events and to book your free place.